If there's a danger of spreading it, dissolve with Pro-Solv gel, power gel, hold it in suspension, and extract. Oh, brother, what's all this about? Oh, let me find some stuff. Here's some Pro-Solv gel, power gel. When I'm talking to you on the phone, I can never remember which is which. I just say the stuff in the yellow tube, the stuff in the black tube. About ballpoint ink, 90% of all phone calls about ballpoint ink is a dog got a hold of a ballpoint pen and chewed it up. In fact, my best friend, probably 15 years ago, he had several dogs, and that's what happened to him. What do I do? What do I do? That's before I had gel solve, and I quickly got some real thick paint remover and got over there, helped him get rid of it. But that can be a real problem, and I demonstrated that one time with someone. I took a ballpoint pen, removed the refill, I slid it, I put it into a graduated cylinder about this big around, about this tall, had it full of alcohol, dropped it in there and capped it on Friday. When I came in on Monday morning, it was as blue as most of your blue jeans. It was deep, deep blue. Imagine just one little refill into about, that would be about a pint of alcohol. So what happens if you try to blot ballpoint ink on a piece of carpet with a solvent? It's just going to spread, because as it dissolves, the solvent and the ballpoint ink love the carpet, so it just spreads like crazy. But where else does it go? It goes to the back again, and then you've got a real problem. So dealing with ink is difficult. So two things we want, because we want it to remain her problem. We don't want to make it bigger, and we don't want to change its color. We just want to remove it. Here's one I did. I think I got pieces over there that we can play with. If we have time this afternoon, what we're going to do, we're going to pull out some tables. I'm going to tell you, here's some ballpoint ink, please fix it. And so forth. And we'll just play around with some of these if we have the time while you're placing orders and everything. Pro-Solv liquid, stain magic. First, we want it not to spread. Well, what do we do there? We create a barrier by mixing up stain magic. Stain magic comes in the spotting kit. It's two parts, part A, part B. Most of you are familiar with it. One part is an oxidizing agent, mostly peroxide, I think some alcohol. The other part is a wetting agent and a catalyst to make it even stronger. The 40 volume peroxide, if you're using that, you don't get that on your skin, it will burn your skin. It will turn it white, and you try to wash it off and it keeps burning. You get some soap, and that'll help a lot getting rid of it. This is twice as strong as 40 volume peroxide when it's mixed together. You surround the area and directly onto the stain. Apply the Pro-Solv liquid. Agitate. Put more stain magic on it. Agitate it some more. And extract. And repeat if needed. And the stain probably will be gone. That kept us from coming back. Anybody ever had this? Anti-theft. Every now and then somebody steals some money from the bank, and they'll have one of these things in there and it explodes. That's a fun ink to get out. Ballpoint ink, permanent ink marker. Do we have any? I'm starting to get a feel for how long this is taking, so let's see here. What have we got over here? We've got ballpoint ink. We have permanent marker. Permanent marker. And there's one other thing I'm looking for around here. Must be up there. What would be your guess? Yep, that's where it is. What would be your guess on how to remove permanent marker? Saf-T-Solv. Well, that sounds pretty good. First of all, before I start doing these, I've got permanent marker on two kinds of carpet. Now I'm going to do something that a demonstrator should absolutely never do. I ran out of time. A smart person would have tried this ahead of time. This is, well, if I have a good piece of carpet and I put some water on it, what's supposed to happen? It ought to beat up. Well, let's see here. These pieces came from CTI. I wonder what they sent me. Beads up, doesn't it? Eventually soaks in. So this is pretty good carpet, which means that the ink is probably sitting mostly on the surface, the marker. This is commercial grade trash, junk. There is no carpet, there's no Teflon or Scotchgard on this. Would this be more difficult to take care of? So, all right, well, permanent marker. What does the screen tell me to do? Pro-Solv gel. Right? Okay. We'll put some Pro-Solv gel on there. Don Bane, one of the owners, who's also a financial guy, he's constantly talking to me about these products. And he says, do customers realize what they're paying per gallon for those tubes? They don't care. It's a matter of convenience. You can put a couple of those tubes in your pocket. Agitate. I may end up having to use the Pro-Solv liquid. We'll see how we do. What's the next thing? Power gel. Well, okay, we'll follow the directions. It's turning. I can see the stuff is changing color, which means it's working on it. All these samples I did a couple of weeks ago, the samples they sent me, it's hard telling how old they are. Hot water extract, okay. We'll follow the directions. What are my chances? All right, what would be your guess on how this went? You see any permanent marker? That's the commercial one. Here's the other one. They probably used a different kind. Do you see any? I do. I see a trace. So what would you do? Stain magic. Normally I would just redo that and try a little more. Stain magic. Damp towel. already been used for something else. Dry blot. There's a trace left, I can tell. How's that? Think you can do that? They used a different permanent. They really went to town. Look at the I don't know what permanent marker they used. I know what permanent marker I used. So it wasn't just a difference of see, mine I just went like that. It looks like they really scrubbed it in much bigger area and a different ink. You never know what you've got. Huh? Yeah. So that's it's not a matter of a difference in carpet piece, it's a matter of difference with what ink was used. And since we have ballpoint ink sitting here and we have the time, Bob, you've done ballpoint ink, haven't you? Would you like to volunteer? No. You notice he's not rushing up here. What was the deal? Oh, you know where that is, don't you? You know where the stain magic is. You get both.
You're too good to me. This is the easy one here.
You think so? Yeah. Yeah, well, look at this one.
That one's not easy. I'll let you do that one. Or call Mel.
He wants to do the easy one and me do the hard one. That's not nice. I was going to let you do both. The easy one, this is strictly on the surface, although they did a pretty good job of smearing it, but it's basically just on the tips.
When I have a tip one like that, a lot of times what I'll do is take the Saf-T-Solv to a towel.
Okay.
And lightly brush it first and see if it transfers
What
to the towel.
I'm up to, I want you to do it your way.
Okay.
And I want you to do this one. Now, in this case, it's worse because what I did, I took an ink refill, I slid it, and I hit the lighter to it to dribble into it. Okay? So
my area anytime soon.
yeah, no. So I've let me give you everything. Pro-Solv gel, power gel. Let me get you another Saf-T-Solv. I'll get you a towel. See, I told you that I was going to get some volunteers and put you to work. Okay. And there's the towel. There's Saf-T-Solv, the new Saf-T-Solv. What else do you need? There's the extractor. Everything's there. While he's proceeding to show us what a genius he is.
And your label came off my hand. Can you get that off of me?
All right. While he's playing with that, if it's on upholstery, I think this is the one. No, it's not. If it's on upholstery, we hit it immediately with Stain Magic, Pro-Solv liquid, agitate, reapply Stain Magic, extract. Highlighter. You suppose highlighters are difficult? Well, the problem with the highlighters, and we're going to talk about Kool-Aid. Everybody thinks Kool-Aid is red relief, right? Not necessarily. Everybody thinks if it's red, we use red relief. Not necessarily. They gave you a good one, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
If the highlighter is yellow or green, it's red relief. If it's blue or red, you use Stain Magic. So there's a big difference between the two, the type of dyes that were used.
You kid me, after this, nobody's gonna come up. Come on, Don, who are we kidding?
Huh?
Who are we kidding? Nobody's gonna come up here after this.
Well, you got about half of it out. What have you tried so far? Saf-T-Solv and Pro-Solv liquid.
Right,
And yeah, Pro-Solv liquid. Don't lose the cap to that.
No.
When are you planning on doing it right?
Well, I'm waiting for you to show me. Because quite honestly, like you were saying earlier about the cookie cutter and things, if we do have something that has been worked over by a customer that I can't get out,
We would use the cookie cutter.
use the cookie.
Yeah.
I do 6 to 8 of those a week.
6 a week.
6 to 8.
6 to 8 a week. Cookie cutter jobs. Hey!
You might teach me something after all, huh?
Well, you got about 70% of it out. How much are you going to charge for doing all this?
$1,000.
Are you ready for, are we going to try Stain Magic on that?
I would follow up with that. Most
Okay, you tell me when you're ready for Stain Magic. Other piece of carpet?
Well, no. You aren't paying me now. He's staying mad.
I don't know what Bob's charges for doing these. Our service company would normally charge around $50 an iron size spot. It's
It depends on what we
How
have to
difficult.
do to them if they've
Yeah.
been destroyed, and I do have to cut them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna charge $90.
$90
Yep.
if you've got to do a cookie
Because
cutter
we
job.
use a cool glide also.
Use a what?
A cool glide.
Coolide.
A cool glide iron.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we cut it, and then we take and put the tape in after we match the cut, and then we use the cool glide, because in the old days, I've been installing for 35 years, we would have to pull an entire room, and I know there's some installers in here to do a cut like that, because you'd have to seam it from the back, or use a pressure-sensitive tape, which is no good, in my opinion. So with the new cool glide iron, it's not new, it's been out for some years now, you can go ahead and, it's a microwave technology, you can put the seam tape underneath after you take and do your plug, and then you hit the button, set it on there, it melts the tape, you're done. And it is cool. I mean, cool to the touch, 360 degrees, you can put your hand right on top of it immediately, it drills just like the rest of the carpet. Great technology. Nell and I are certified inspectors. We saw the first prototype the year it came out, and as somebody that grew up in the business, she asked me what I thought. I said, flash in the pan never work. I bought one the next year. They're outstanding piece of equipment. If you utilize carpet plugging in your business, you gotta get one. They're fantastic. I don't know if you guys use them or not. They're
No,
excellent.
we don't get
Yeah,
into
they're
that sort of
excellent. But you know.
We
do a lot.
call an installer. We
Yeah,
have
we
an
do a
installer
lot.
we work
Yeah.
with, do stuff like
But
that.
they're a tremendous add-on for your company. We do 6 to 8 of those a week on average. If we have multiple ones, when we go in the house, we charge $30 a cutout for the first 2, and then proceed on depending on the size. You know, because they can vary anywhere from this to this or smaller. Yeah.
Good.
Without a doubt. Say, man, please.
He's whispering, but he's gotten the bulk of it out. What he said he would do is apply
Stain Magic.
Stain Magic, and then what?
Cover it with a towel.
Cover it with a towel.
And then if it had not removed by the following 24 hours, when the customer called, I would have went back out and attempted one more time or offered to cut it out, quite seriously, because we do that. 98% of the time when I go out, it's already been beat to death though. The fibers are blowed, the twist is out of them, and it's horrific what they do to it. Unfortunately for me, most of my customers are very honest with me and tell me what they've done to it. Sometimes we even pull it back. There'll be a ink spot in the pad that big. and that's why I pull it back, so we can cut the pad out, replace that, and then do the plug.
What I've done with the iron is speed up what you were talking about.
Exactly.
Bulk of it is gone. There's a trace. What we would
And I hit
do,
it with the iron twice.
yeah, and then just put some stain magic on here, cover it with plastic,
Right.
leave it overnight. It'll probably be gone.
If there's pets in the house, what we tell everybody, we ask them for a clothes basket. We turn it upside down on top of that, and then we set a couple phone books on it so the pet can't get at that spot. Because if they walk on it, as Don said too, they'll oxidize paws, or they're gonna play with the cellophane and swallow it and choke, and then you're gonna get sued for killing a dog.
Or you have a little baby in the house.
Exactly.
So you
So-
gotta be careful also.
The clothes baskets, everybody's got one, so that's why we always suggest that they turn them upside down, put some phone books on them so they can't tip them over, something that won't hurt anybody or a small child, like Don said, because that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Other than if they have a crate, and tell them the truth and tell them, this will oxidize your dog's paws, you don't want him on it, can you put him in the crate for the next 10 hours?
Thank you, Bob.
You bet.